In 1978, Clinton entered the Arkansas gubernatorial primary. At just 31 years old, he was one of the youngest gubernatorial candidates in the state's history. Clinton was elected governor of Arkansas in 1978, having defeated the Republican candidate Lynn Lowe, a farmer from Texarkana. Clinton was only 32 years old when he took office, the youngest governor in the country at the time and the second youngest governor in the history of Arkansas. Due to his youthful appearance, Clinton was often called the boy governor. He worked on educational reform and directed the maintenance of Arkansas's roads, with wife Hillary leading a successful committee on urban health care reform. However, his term included an unpopular motor vehicle tax and citizens' anger over the escape of Cuban refugees from the Mariel boat lift. Detained in Fort Chaffee in 1980, Monroe Schwartzelos, of Kingsland in Cleveland County, polled 31% of the vote against Clinton in the Democratic gubernatorial primary of 1980. Some suggested Schwartzelos's unexpected voter turnout foreshadowed Clinton's defeat by Republican challenger Frank D. White in the general election that year. As Clinton once joked, he was the youngest ex-governor in the nation's history. Clinton joined friend Bruce Lindsay's Little Rock law firm of Wright, Lindsay and Jennings. In 1982, he was elected governor a second time and kept the office for 10 years. Effective with the 1986 election, Arkansas had changed its gubernatorial term of office from 2 to 4 years. During his term, he helped transform Arkansas's economy and improved the state's educational system. For senior citizens, he removed the sales tax from medications and increased the home property tax exemption. He became a leading figure among the New Democrats, a group of Democrats who advocated welfare reform, smaller government, and other policies not supported by liberals. Formerly organized as the Democratic Leadership Council, DLC, the New Democrats argued that in light of President Ronald Reagan's landslide victory in 1984, the Democratic Party needed to adopt a more centrist political stance in order to succeed at the national level. Clinton delivered the Democratic response to Reagan's 1985 State of the Union address and served as chair of the National Governors Association from 1986 to 1987, bringing him to an audience beyond Arkansas. In the early 1980s, Clinton made reform of the Arkansas education system a top priority of his gubernatorial administration. The Arkansas Education Standards Committee was chaired by Clinton's wife Hillary, who was also an attorney as well as the chair of the Legal Services Corporation. The committee transformed Arkansas's education system. Proposed reforms included more spending for schools, supported by a sales tax increase, better opportunities for gifted children, vocational education, higher teachers' salaries, more course variety, and compulsory teacher competency exams. The reforms passed in September 1983 after Clinton called a special legislative session, the longest in Arkansas history. Many have considered this the greatest achievement of the Clinton governorship. He defeated 4 Republican candidates for governor: Lowe, 1,978. White, 1982 and 1986. Jonesboro businessman Woody Freeman, 1,984. And Sheffield Nelson of Little Rock, 1,990. Also in the 1980s, the Clintons' personal and business affairs included transactions that became the basis of the Whitewater controversy investigation. which later dogged his presidential administration. After extensive investigation over several years, no indictments were made against the Clintons related to the years in Arkansas. According to some sources, Clinton was a death penalty opponent in his early years, but he eventually switched positions. However he might have felt previously. By 1992, Clinton was insisting that Democrats should no longer feel guilty about protecting the innocent. During Clinton's final term as governor, Arkansas performed its first executions since 1964. The death penalty had been reinstated in 1976. As governor, he oversaw the first 4 executions carried out by the state of Arkansas since the death penalty was reinstated there in 1976, 1 by electric chair and 3 by lethal injection. To draw attention to his stance on capital punishment, Clinton flew home to Arkansas mid-campaign in 1992, in order to affirm in person that the controversial execution of Ricky Ray Rector would go forward as scheduled.